This series tends to be, at least in the public mind, Air Jordan against the Magic Man.
There's no question, you're not going to avoid the Magic Michael thing.
Well, they're calling it the Dream Series, Magic versus Michael. I know that the whole team's involved, but that's the way it's going to be played. You can blame LA for this, right?
Well, it's a big media hype. We know that, and it's very important for me as a player, and one of the main focal points is to not take away from the team.
As the Bulls prepared to meet the Lakers in the finals, they would have to weather an unprecedented media barrage.
No, I don't see myself getting into butterflies.
Oh, I have butterflies now.
It won't bother me. I mean, this is a chance of a lifetime.
Page 2 is first, Andy.
Cinematic pin on 7. South to 5.
Beat LA! Bulls t-shirt!
Yeah, who's next here?
All the way.
Get the wrong graphics up there to recycle. No silver.
You are looking at Chicago Stadium, and they are basketball crazy here in Chicago as we approach the start of the NBA Championship Series.
The keyed-up Bulls charged into their first final with raw emotion and raw nerve.
Michael lost the handle on the dribble to Devon. Cartwright backs in, left baseline, turnaround jumper, air ball.
But while Chicago struggled to shake their opening jitters, the more experienced Lakers looked to take quick advantage. As Magic Johnson calmly directed their methodical attack,
6:50 to go in the first period. Great inside pass entry from Magic to Worthy, who lays it in off the window.
dictating the tempo, the Lakers seized control early and had the normally high-octane Bulls stuck in neutral.
Now we got to go out and first stop this time and start playing basketball. Now get your confidence back. Be aggressive.
Get up! Get up! Scotty on the move, now to Jordan, in for the right, for the goal!
Taking their cue from Jordan, the Bulls were finally off and running, forcing the Lakers into transition and storming back into the game.
3-on-2. Pippen. Oh, what a move by Scotty Pippen.
With their lead cut to 1, the Lakers would again look to Magic, who would provide not one answer,
shot, scores!
but 2.
All right, Magic fires a 3. Good! Magic Johnson has taken over with 2 3-pointers in the last minute and a half of the third period.
A weary Jordan would again look to respond, but he would not do it alone.
Don't leave Michael alone here. It's not time yet. Right. You guys are running away from your offense. Don't run away from your offense.
Chicago would once again rally around Jordan.
Stolen by Armstrong, ahead to Jordan. Back to Armstrong, now to Michael for the finish.
Good play, BJ, spectacular.
With the Lakers' lead having all but vanished, both teams braced for a furious finish.
Magic is saying, calm down, calm down.
Magic with the spin. The pass off the dribble of Devon. What a play. Magic Johnson.
Jordan guarded by Scott. Jordan turns in the lane, gets the shot up. Good
Oh, yes!
Scott.
And the Bulls come out of there with it. Jordan wants to run down the left side, pull up jumper. Goal!
We got the lead. Right. They got to score. Make them shoot a jump shot to beat us. Right.
Oh boy, this is what coaches get paid for.
And Perkins goes for 3. He's got it. He went for the shot from downtown to take the lead.
All right, here we go. One in time. Michael, if they all run at you, remember Scotty's right here. Bill's right here. Max back to him. 9 seconds, a lot of time.
Pass me the aspirin bottle. Get the oxygen tent ready. This is unbelievable.
Bulls down by 1. 9 seconds to play. They lob it over the top to Jordan. Jordan gets it. Changes direction. Pull up jumper left side.
Come on, baby, fall. Get it out, get it out.
Get it out. Ball knocked loose. Grabbed by the Lakers.
Chicago Bulls.
It felt good. It rattled and it came out.
I just knew Michael shot was going in. When I seen it, it was on target, it was up high enough. I was like, this is it. It rattled in and rattled out. I was like, oh my gosh.
A lot of distractions. We're going to have to, something LA's gone through and learned, had to deal with before. We haven't had to do that. We're going to have to learn in a hurry. We're going to win the series.
There's no question about it. This is singularly the biggest game of the 25-year NBA history of the Bulls franchise.
We felt like we were unbeatable, but, they proved us wrong, and now we got to go back to the drawing board and come up with something new.
Los Angeles Lakers are in the catbird seat after lifting the home court advantage from the Bulls. You get to this point, and they will drown you, flat drown you.
You go down like you live tonight, okay? Take this game, let's wrestle it out of their grasp and go to LA.
Let's go. All right. Only two teams have ever lost the first two games of the finals and come back to win a championship.
Well, we know we got to win. I don't think we should panic, because when you panic, you really don't play your best basketball.
We've been in a situation a lot. We just about know what we have to do in those situations. So we're used to it.
The Chicago Bulls admit that this is the biggest game of their basketball life.
They felt they had that because we were nervous. We lost our composure, and they thought that the nervousness and the tentativeness would have been there again, but it wasn't.
Led by a determined Michael Jordan, the Bulls would serve notice early that Game 1 was already a distant memory.
Michael Jordan just kind of running the show, distributing the basketball.
What a pass from Jordan.
Jordan's biggest beneficiary was a resurgent Horace Grant, who poured in 10 first-quarter points.
Here's Grant.
I got embarrassed in the first game, and I just took it upon myself to take it to him in the next game.
The Bulls had turned their game up a notch, but the Lakers would not be easily shaken.
Perkins easily around Purdue, and he served up a facial.
And although the Bulls' offense was in high gear, the complexion of the game was about to change.
And that is number 3 on Jordan.
As the Bulls found their best defender in foul trouble, Chicago would need someone to step to the forefront.
Here's Magic with the basketball. Scotty at the top, and we're taking Magic out of the ball. Got it?
The daunting task of containing the Lakers' living legend now fell upon Scottie Pippen.
To have the opportunity to play against a guy like Magic, someone that I always idolized and watched, I felt like that I had to step up and put all that behind and go up and do my best.
Notice the matchup with Pippen on Magic, a little bit bigger, a little bit stronger, able to bump, be physical with Magic.
Pippen's smothering defense on Magic grounded the Laker attack. While the Bulls could now set their sights on ruling the airways.
Jordan with the step and the bucket. Michael Jordan on fire. Jordan. Yes. The Bulls have exploded.
Rolling alley-oop pass underneath the...
Oh, it's good! Yes! Yes! Yes!
Under pressure, right corner Paxson. He comes up shooting and
hitting. Johnny!
Here's Pippen. The Bulls blowing the Lakers out.
Led by an unconscious Jordan, Chicago exploded, showcasing a little bit of everything and then some.
Spectacular move by Michael Jordan. That's 13 consecutive field goals.
Cliff threw it back to me, and I saw a clear lane to the basket, so I was going to dunk the ball. I exposed the ball, but then I saw long-arm Sam Perkins there, and it was just instincts to change it. I changed it to my left hand and was able to get it off.
When he came down the lane, he just, went one way, put it in one hand, floated about a 5 more yards, said, well, I don't know, and then he went off against the glass. So it was his game tonight. He really took it over in the second half. The only thing is, no matter if you get beat by 1 or 20, it's still 1-1.
The Lakers' confidence seemed well-founded as they returned home to their enchanted domain. for Game 3.
It doesn't get any better than this. This is the Magic Kingdom, California.
History had not been kind to the visiting Bulls, who had never won a playoff game in this Forum of Champions.
If you're not nervous before a game, there's something wrong with you.
Despite their previous failing, Chicago ignored the pressure.
Let's go, baby. It's our game right here, baby. Come on, man.
As the game began, both teams traded shots. And in this pivotal contest, Chicago knew that the heavy artillery would soon begin their assault.
If we want it, we're going to have to take it. It's not going to be given to us. We have to get up on them and pressure them and make them work for everything they get.
But in this physical struggle, neither team was giving ground. Though the Bulls would manage to cling to a one-point lead going into the half, they would once again find themselves in foul trouble and in need of an adjustment.
Good first half here at the Forum.
We felt like they had too much vision on the court. They were too aware and too knowledgeable players to be able to give them that much time and vision. And with foul trouble on Michael, we had to make the move. With Scotty on Magic, and we wanted to make him have to use up time on the clock.
The strategy that had befuddled LA in Game 2 now played into their hands, as the prepared Lakers quickly pounded the ball inside to Divac, who ignited an 18-2 third-quarter run.
Low to Vlade. Vlade against Jordan again. Down the middle, he gives to Worthy. Worthy gives to Perkins. Slam dunk!
The Lakers would build a commanding 13-point lead, while the Bulls searched for answers.
I like Vlade's patience.
I was wondering when Phil was going to put me in. I just sat there and waited my turn and just, I said, well, when I get in, I got to make something happen.
Cliff, if he doesn't have it, you got to step up.
Cliff Levingston would answer the call, sparking Chicago with his contagious intensity as the emotionally charged Bulls willed their way back into the game.
Checked it emphatically by Livingston. Beautiful look away. Jordan for Pippen.
The momentum had shifted.
And now it's Mike Dunleavy burning a timeout. 8:42 left in the fourth.
For nearly 4 quarters, the two teams had been locked in an epic showdown. And as the game hung in the balance, the role of hero had yet to be cast.
Now, we're fine if we communicate defensively down there in the corner series. He's got to watch Devon's reaching, got to get out.
It's our game right here, baby. Come on.
Tired.
In the game's final seconds, Vlade Divac would seemingly stumble into stardom.
For the game winner. Divac fumbled it, recovered. Yes, and it counts.
Divac's dramatic three-point play would give LA a 2-point lead.
Oh, no. 93!
And Scottie Pippen a 6th foul. It was now Michael Jordan's turn to take center stage and to seek redemption.
One right down to the second. And the Bulls were unable to score in game 1 in the closing seconds to avoid defeat. But they're going to take at the end. They're going to take at the end of the court all the way. They have no timeouts left. Full court press. Jordan against Byron Scott. According to the lane, comes up shooting. Got it. Game tied with 3.4 left.
The Bulls would share Jordan's redemption.
When he shot, it was like, we're winning this. We went overtime, we're winning this. And there was no doubt about it.
The Bulls had withstood the Lakers' charge.
Oh, Michael Chicago comes away with it. Cliff Livingston took the charge, and there was no foul call. Paxson's shot from the left is in.
The Lakers had experience and the home court on their side.
Michael spins out.
But the Bulls had Michael Jordan.
In a spectacular play by Jordan.
This is a bitter loss for the Lakers because of early.
And the series lead.
Well, on that point, let's go downstairs. Mike Dunleavy, the Lakers coach, is breaking it down.
Well, we're in a ditch. Not in a hole, we're in a ditch.
Supposedly, according to some of the coaches, they were out, they practiced for a solid hour and a half on the floor. We play them, we squeeze them a little bit, make them work extra hard. If things don't work out, communicate with each other out there on the floor.
We'd have to be ready for this storm because these guys are too good to be let off the hook.
The Lakers' storm was swift and coming.
Here's Worthy. Yes.
But the Bulls were prepared for its fury. For the Lakers, victory was essential, and their aggressiveness echoed the vital nature of their quest.
Rebound AC again. Oh, is he playing his game today?
Rebounder, stay after that ball. We got to stay with it.
The Bulls were equally determined as they fervently banged the boards.
Rebound inside though by Livingston. Scores!
And as they stepped up their intensity, the Lakers' storm began to end.
Scotty Williams now with it. Craig Hodges driving into the front court. On ahead to Jordan. He scoops it up. Rimming. Yes! Takes him in the lane. Fadeaway jumper. Good. Bill Cartwright hits it.
Here goes Jordan to Grant. Back to Jordan. He takes the last shot of the half and he hits it.
Up by 9 at the half, the Bulls remained focused.
If you get them down, you want to keep them down.
Let's go get him, bro. Let's go.
We're not satisfied yet.
The assault came quickly. And from every conceivable angle, as Chicago's offensive barrage kept the Lakers at bay.
John Paxson has been a crusher.
Though there was still some magic in the air, as LA narrowed the gap.
Important sequence for the Lakers. Magic, yes.
Johnson's bag of tricks could not prevent another Bulls run.
Right for the rebound. Quick out of the pass down court. Michael to Pippen who jams!
They're on the verge of giving up, boys. Let's keep it right at it. They're having a hard time building the energy. All right.
The attack was unrelenting. And suddenly, Chicago was within one game of the NBA championship.
You know, the thing about it is that I can't feel bad because they just giving us a nice butt kicking.
With a title on the horizon, the Bulls were reflective.
You know, you've worked all this time to achieve the goal, and I think that when you first get in the league, all your goals are more individual.
Let's go.
As you've been in the league a little longer, you understand that the most important thing is the team, and your credibility is measured by your team's success. And winning an NBA championship is obviously the ultimate.
Let's go. That's what we work for all season long, guys. Let's take it home. Ready?
I got a lot of excitement inside of me. I guess I've been holding for about 7 years now. I think when I first came with the Bulls, it was a struggle, and we had to turn the whole situation around. Each year we saw improvement. We saw the different levels that we had to get to, and now to this ultimate level.
After 25 years, this is the game that Bulls fans have been looking for. Let's go, Bulls! Take it home! The Bulls with a chance to wrap up the World Championship tonight.
Good work, man. We've been waiting for this. Let's do work, all right? Let's go.
Even with James Worthy and Byron Scott sidelined, the Lakers quickly showed that they were not going to simply step aside for the Bulls' coronation.
Here's Magic. He had a notion to go to the hoop. He bucks.
But as they had all series long, the Bulls were quick to respond.
Divac with a bounce pass in Jordan. The steal, tight ropes the sideline, all the way to the hoop for the dunk.
Even the fans here wanted that one.
Lonnie Divac in the face of John Paxson.
The Lakers' frustration was clear as the Bulls began to pull away.
Oh, what a shot by Bill Cartwright.
There's a steal. Michael on the breakaway. Showtime as he skies into the air. And Air Jordan throws it down.
You're getting a fair shake. Just stay in here. You never know.
Searching for an answer, L.A. looked to its young bench. But the Bulls wouldn't even break stride.
Oh, what a move by Michael Jordan. And here come the Bulls on a 3-on-2. Pippen off the hesitation dribble. A spectacular end-to-end move.
With an intensity born of desperation, the Lakers would make one final run.
Six-point run and they take the lead.
But Chicago's confidence was unshakable.
Tighten up. That's the term. Just tighten up a little bit. Not, all right? Not too hard. Loosen up.
It was time for the Bulls to bring their championship journey to an end. The Lakers could only helplessly watch as Chicago soared past them.
When we run like that, you know, it's hard for any team to beat us.
The goal for which Chicago had worked so long was finally within their grasp. And as they reached for it, they also touched something within themselves.
It's not the financial rewards, but it's those minutes that we spend together in very critical times, in very pressured times on the floor and sometimes in the locker room, in which guys are of one mind and they are one effort. That is really the wonderful thing about ball.
They had grown up together. And as John Paxson brought their season to a close, they knew that they had become a part of history, a part of a team, part of each other.
Each player understands what his role is. It's all a process of being together and understanding each other and enjoying playing with everyone. I mean, this group, we have a great bond between us.
Start to say the words, folks. The world champion Chicago Bulls. World champ, baby. Hey, excuse me. This is my dream to be there right here.
Final seconds, Magic's three-point attempt blocked. Pippen comes away with it. And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
Those three things came into play. We stood good team.
The Bulls trying to do what few have done before, and that is repeat.
Let's go, boys. Go, man.
The Trailblazers on a mission, trying to prove that they belong.
The world has been waiting 2 years for this matchup. The feeling that we have right now is like bungee jumping, standing on that tower, standing on that bridge. It's all about, baby. Let's play. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Do you have any questions at all? Just play the game. We'll referee. Have a good game, guys. Have a good series.
Having completed their arduous journey through the playoffs, the Bulls entered the finals with a feeling of relief.
Jordan baseline jump pass. Pippen with a slam game.
Go deep. Take a seat. I got it.
But with Terry Porter starting them off, it was the Blazers who broke quickly from the gate.
Lost the dribble off his foot. 3-on-2 for the Blazers. Drexler all the way. So Porter beginning to fly all over the court. Porter with the open shot. And the Blazers have hit their first 7 field goal attempts.
You haven't got his rhythm yet for offense. You gotta keep pushing to find your rhythm.
Chicago would find its rhythm in the person of Michael Jordan, who was about to answer the Blazers' hot shooting and much more.
Jordan with the steal. Eluding Ainge. Yes.
Don't hold, Clyde. Let's go, babe.
Now Jordan posting up. Goes to the fadeaway. Through the foul. It comes. Jordan eluding Robinson. Yes.
Oh, he is on fire.
Unleashing a new weapon from his arsenal, Jordan single-handedly took over the game.
Jordan for 3 more. Hits. Boy, when you're hot, and when you're not, you're not. And that young fella is hot.
Come on, let's go now. Come on, we need a spurt here. We got to defend them. Let's go. We got to get back and defend them. We got to get good shots out here.
Despite the Blazers' plans, on this night, no defense in the world could have halted the aerial barrage to come.
Jordan for 3. He is hot. Woo! Well, Michael has gone to a new weapon.
Jordan would drill 6 3-pointers and drive a stake into the Blazers' hearts.
Pippen, 2 magic carpet, threw it down. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. He's in a frenzy here. And a Jordan fires another 3. Oh, no! I don't believe it. 3-pointers from Jordan. What in the world is going on?
Here's Jordan for 3. Yes! Did you see that look? Michael indicating he can't believe it.
He feels it. There's nothing else he can say other than the man feels it and lets us know.
This is the greatest performance, maybe ever, in the single half, playoff, or in the history of this league.
Chicago fans had witnessed one of playoff history's most spectacular performances. And the second half would be merely a curtain call.
He wants to run. 4-on-2 break. He leads Horace Grant with a slam jam. What a start for the defending world champions of the NBA.
As the Bulls completed the romp, the story of the night was, of course, Michael Jordan.
I started running for that 3-point line. I felt a great rhythm. It felt like a free throw, really, from that distance.
The only thing you could just sit back and say ah and wow and woo, just like a little kid out there, everything he threw up, he hit.
He was hot, and we all knew it. He knew it, and he just was going to go out there. I don't think he was going to miss from 2, from 3, or from half court range. He just had that feeling.
There's a lot of series where a game goes like this the first game, the second game's totally different. It better be different. I know we're better than this, believe me.
Entering Game 2, the Trailblazers optimistically hoped for a new beginning, and their strategy was apparent. Every time Jordan had the ball, he would find himself surrounded by Blazers. An emotionally charged Portland team tried to overwhelm Chicago with sheer hustle.
Cranks up a long jumper, air balls it wide right. Drexler dives on the end, and Buck Williams scores. And that may be the wake-up call for the Blazers. Deflected away again, and a tip and a stripped at midcourt. Picked back up by Portland down court. Drexler over! Bill Cartwright with a thunder slam! And suddenly, Portland showing more muscle than they have in the past.
We got to get the ball moving. We're standing around, taking looks. Get that ball, move it. Not making them work hard enough on defense.
To ignite their sputtering offense, Jordan began to set up his teammates. Coolly picking apart Portland's defense.
Cross-court pass, backs it open for 3. Did it again! Did it again! Jordan just holding the ball, dribbling with the right hand, signaling with the left, starts his move, wheels in the right corner, hits and fires a 3, and scores! Bulls 77, Portland 70.
The fourth quarter would see Jordan begin to look for his own shot. And as they stretched their lead to 10, the Bulls seemed to have everything going their way.
Now there's a steal by Pippen, foul in the backcourt. And if it's on Drexler, that's 6. It is. Titus fouled out.
It just gets worse and worse for the Trailblazers.
Nothing in my mind told me that this team would be able to stay with us without a leader like Clyde Drexler. It was just right there saying, you guys are going to win this game, just finish it.
But finishing the Blazers would prove to be more difficult than it seemed.
Foul call of MJ, and it's 4 on Michael.
23 in the back.
Oh, Jess Kersey just called a technical on Michael Jordan.
That was not a true statement, but you were talking about me, and I don't talk about you.
Jordan's temper had flared, but it was Portland that would catch fire.
Gotta have your
Playing with renewed passion, Portland charged back into the game, and the stunned Bulls could only sit by and watch.
With the scoop. Come on, boys. He's beating Kersey, and they've tied the game.
And the air suddenly has gone out of the sellout crowd at the Chicago Stadium.
Having squandered their lead, the Bulls again looked to Jordan.
Underneath, Jordan, bang, scoop, score!
Oh, he was facing the other way. He was facing the opponent's basket.
Here is Butler. Yes! He's tied the game at 97.
All right, here we go. It's down to this. 13 and 2/10 seconds to play. Michael, one-on-one. He takes the move, stutter step move, pull-up jumper. Off the rim, no good. Rebound, Portland. We're out of time. Overtime in Chicago.
The seemingly impossible had happened. The Bulls had lost control of the game, and even in overtime, they could not get it back. With Danny Ainge leading the way, Portland would steal the game and the precious home court advantage.
Ainge moves, gives cross-court back to Terry. Cracks a three from the left side and scored! And that might be a backbreaker with a minute and a half to go. Suddenly, it's Portland by 6. Way to go, baby!
Oh, what a pass from Porter, finding Ainge. And the Portland Trailblazers with a dramatic come-from-behind effort.
It's a great game. We had every opportunity to win it, and I'm sure we're going to look back and rue this a little bit tomorrow, tonight.
I think they gained a little bit momentum from the technical foul that I received, and that from that point on, it just kind of went downhill.
This one was just a little hard to take because, we just really gave it away.
After Friday's stirring come-from-behind overtime win, Portland has achieved what most experts said they needed to: split the first 2 in Chicago and come home even.
Big concern by many people, Bulls' ability to bounce back after the devastating loss in game number 2. Did they have enough time to get themselves straightened out?
The Blazers gonna smoke those Bulls!
The Portland Trailblazers are 8-0 in this building in the playoffs.
Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde or Sybil or whatever, boy, you just don't know which Bulls team is going to show up for which game.
It's not going to be the guy who scores the most points going to win this series. It's the team that's going to win the series. The best team is going to win the series. The best team is us.
I look for Portland to win the next game easily, Joe.
We built a circle around ourselves and said, we're going to stay in this circle, and no matter what goes on outside of this circle, we're not concerned with it. It was our time to really go out and shine and open up this series the way we should have did, the way we wanted to do.
Let's take care of business. Let's go.
Entering Portland's den, Chicago was all business. And building an early lead, they quickly showed the Blazers that Game 2 was only a memory.
Jordan, drive right, box area, this side, turn around, puts it up, he hits.
Yes! John Paxson
shot the ball very well. Started that in. Get back in. Possession by possession now. Come on now.
Raising their intensity, the Blazers made a statement of their own.
Kersey, corner, Drexler up the middle, he jumps! Rip City, baby! That gets the crowd going. Drexler goes in low on the block to Duckworth. He bumps and bangs, drop steps on Cartwright, put it in, not good! Oh, Hogan, it's 7
With both teams having made their run, the Bulls held a narrow lead. Now the game would settle into a shifting struggle of competing strategies.
Post up! Don't stand out here and watch him! Cut through it! Get some activity going!
Left side, Kersey whips it baseline, Drexler for the hanging jam!
Get your hands out and get ready for an interception.
Back to Porter, shoveled pass to Robinson, one step to the left. He lost it on the way up, stolen away by Pippen. Pippen on a break, 3-on-2. Hangs, shoots and scored!
That's the Pippen that they've been waiting for.
Let's run the floor, come on!
And Duckworth off the board. Here's Porter leading Drexler. Wide open basketball.
Don't worry about it. I'm going to be a threat.
You're rotating.
All right? I'm in the post. I'm in the post.
The lead is 11. Paxson out front, spins away from Porter on the dribble drive. Gives to Michael Jordan, posting up on the right side. Jump shot at Drexler's face, and he scored.
With less than a quarter to go, the Bulls held grimly to the lead. But the inevitable Portland run was still to come.
Now the Blazers trying to poise themselves to make a run. And the crowd comes pumping back to life.
Because of the comeback made by the Blazers in Game 2, the Bulls know this team can come back.
Over to Ainge. Ainge fakes a three-pointer, gets to the foul line, puts it up, drills it with the right hand.
Off the front of the rim. Rebound, Williams, long lead pass to Drexler. Now to Kersey, who fumbles, gets it back, and lays it in with a reverse layup.
Chicago wants to talk about it.
Boy, this is a carbon copy of Game 2.
Here they come. You're rotating. All right? So you got to hold off in here. They're going to let them beat the hell out of you, so you might as well get used to it and just be strong.
With this crucial game on the line, the Bulls looked for strength inside themselves and each other. This time there would be no letdown. They were ready.
Here's Duckworth, blocked by Grant.
Fakes right, drives left, rolls it up,
Drexler on a move against Pippen to the baseline, runs into him, offensive foul on Drexler.
Jordan dribbling down the clock underneath. Horace Grant wide open, slams it down.
To Michael, he shifts gears down the lane, ducks in, layup, got it. Jordan ducking inside.
Ainge cross-court bounce pass, stolen by Paxson away from Porter. And Paxson lays it in. And this one is all but over in Portland. And the crowd heads to the parking lot here in the City of Roses.
The Chicago Bulls going up 2-1 in this best of 7.
As they prepared for Game 4, the Bulls were once again feeling relaxed and loose. The pressure was now on Portland, and Chicago could breathe a welcome sigh of relief.
That's bad sound. That's bad sound. Clang.
Remember what your mindset is for this next game coming up. Rest and recuperation.
All right. Game 4, let's go.
Cruising to an early lead, the Bulls maintained their upbeat mood.
Yes! 3-on-2, Pippen with the change of pace.
Yeah! Blow him out!
Scoring at will against the reeling Blazers, the Bulls looked to end the contest early.
And the Bulls really putting it on the Trailblazers in the early going.
But what had started as confidence began to turn to carelessness. Unable to recapture their rhythm, the Bulls were suddenly struggling.
Well, that was un-Jordan-esque because Michael Jordan's tired, Joe. There's no question about it.
With fatigue setting in, the Bulls' grip on the game was loosening, and the Blazers began to smell blood.
Overplayed, goes in low to Scott Williams, got around Cliff Robinson, and is fouled hard. Pushed him.
That is a personal foul on number 3. That is a flagrant foul, penalty 1 on 25.
Jerome Kersey's dramatic foul brought the Blazers to a frenzied pitch, and the Bulls began to get a nightmarish feeling of deja vu.
Blazers executing flawlessly now, and the Bulls out of sync. Underneath, Horace pass goes up, blocked by Cliff Robinson, and Robinson tears it out of there. Great defensive play by Robinson.
And the Bulls have become unraveled here.
Michael Jordan thought he had kind of...
You get in the championship round and you're playing over 100 games in 8.5 months. It's a grind. I don't know how to explain it. We'll try to put a team away we haven't been able to do it.
I don't think they can get their bodies to do it because their minds are not telling their bodies. And the mind, Joe, controls the body.
The biggest challenge that we had was within ourselves, fighting with ourselves to try to maintain that edge. And that's been the case, basically. We've been fighting with ourselves.
3-on-2. Porter gave it back. Drexler.
Winning time. It's usually Jordan time, but it hasn't been tonight.
So the Trailblazers tying the series at 2.
Well, we had that game in hand and let it slip. That's the way we feel about it tonight, that we let a great opportunity pass us by.
How sweet it is. I've been waiting the whole year. All over to say, it's another game they gave away. But they let them keep giving these games away. We'll take them.
We found out in this playoff that it's been a roller coaster, one game up, one game down. But this team has never lacked confidence. That's been a mark of this team, being able to bounce back when a little adversity has hit us.
Pippen, quick drop, step around, Porter slam, jam. And now Michael fires a three and scores.
Pippen with the step and the bucket. Beautiful move. Here's Jordan on the pull-up. Yes!
Ball batted up in the air, stolen by Pippen. Pippen brings it down 2-1. Jordan on the right wing. Pippen and jams over Drexler.
Everything's working for Chicago.
With Pippen and Jordan leading the way, the Bulls began Game 5 as if every possession was their last.
Jackson, yes! Jordan setting up Cartwright. Yes! Oh, what a rejection. Yeah, boy! Blazers on the move. Drexler, he turned it over.
The Blazers in the early going look unsettled.
A technical foul called on Buck Williams.
It's deep, Bill. Let me go back. No! Tell him to keep his mouth shut. You stop talking. Don't you stop talking, Jay. You stop talking.
Portland's fans could only watch in despair as the Bulls dismantled the Blazers.
Side fadeaway jumper, he scores.
Oh, Michael turned an ankle, slipped.
But Chicago would face some anguish of their own.
The franchise is sitting down on the bench holding his left ankle.
Bill Jackson better talk about this.
Get yourself under control, both of you. We need you.
And Chicago going through a little bit of a gut check right now.
But even with their leader sidelined, the Bulls refused to falter. In this game, Chicago would not give Portland any second chances. Portland was helpless before Chicago's onslaught, and it only got worse.
Here comes Jordan back in, still favoring that ankle, but he's going to play some more. Wheels it out back to Jordan. Michael fires a three. He was open. He buries it.
A dagger! A dagger!
With Jordan providing the finishing touch, the Bulls' triumph was complete. They had regained control of the series.
Take it back to the city.
And they were going home.
And the defending world champions are one victory away from making it 2 NBA titles in a row. This is the 104th game of the year for the Bulls, including the playoffs and regular season. That's a long, long haul, and it could all end here this afternoon.
As they approached Game 6, the Bulls looked to become the first Chicago team in almost 30 years to win a championship at home, to become only the 4th NBA franchise to win back-to-back titles, and to end a personal quest that had tested their spirit and their will.
Last year was a honeymoon. It was a kiss of the beloved almost. This year's has been an odyssey. It's been a journey filled with travail and pitfalls, and it's been tough. It's been a real hard road.
And as the game began, it quickly became clear that once again, Chicago would be traveling on treacherous terrain.
Pass stolen by Porter. to Drexler. Drexler slams it to the left side.
Fighting for their playoff lives, the Blazers came out determined not to let Chicago celebrate at their expense.
This is Portland's brand of basketball. They have the tempo going in their direction.
And it's all happened because of their hard work.
Here's a steal by Jerome. Mercy, he's been everywhere.
Jerome Kersey with a magnificent first quarter, and he has really hurt the Bulls.
Kersey had ignited the Blazers, while the Bulls struggled to find their own spark.
Boys, let's go! Come on now!
Now Jordan starts to walk the dribble to the right side. Drexler reached out to push him. Jordan drives for the basket. Double pumps, lays it up short. No good. Ball knocked out of bounds by Michael. Maxson goes inside to Cartwright on a bounce pass. High post right. He pumps, wheels in on Duckworth. Forgot the ball.
Joe, Chicago is in disarray. They're not.
Maxson down inside to Michael Jordan, overplayed. Tipped by Drexler to Porter. Down the right side to Clyde Drexler. Gives to Kersey for a freewheeling slam jam.
Chicago has to really be careful, Joe, that they don't dig too big a hole here.
With over half the game behind them, the Bulls found the hole deepening, and the Blazers were getting ready to bury them.
He is taken up.
Blazers right now just hammering the Bulls into submission.
Blazers with their biggest lead of the night.
Look at two teams, and you basically, at some point in the third quarter, knows which team is going to win. I don't care what kind of heroics they might have in mind. And I don't think Chicago can pull this one out. I really don't.
Jordan gets it. Michael on Kersey and Porter. Blocked underneath by Drexler.
Wide, Drexler blocks the shot attempted by Michael Jordan.
Game 7, if necessary, will be played right here Wednesday night in Chicago. At this point, it certainly appears it will be necessary.
Once again, Chicago faced the prospect of letting a pivotal game slip away. In just 12 minutes, the series would be tied, and the weary Bulls' championship fate would be at the mercy of a single game. They knew that the time was now, and as they had all season long, they would find strength when they needed it most.
When we've been put down, we've always responded well, and when we're down, we're at our best, because we have an understanding on our team that in order for us to win, we need each other.
Chicago down by 15, start of the fourth period.
Look at Chicago's lineup. Second team with the exception of Pippen.
Corner, Hansen fires a three and scores.
Bobby Hansen, that's one reason he's in there. Kersey dropped the ball, got it again, and Hansen strips him of the ball. Gets it to King. King coming in, and he's annihilated inside.
The Bulls asking for a flagrant foul.
The referee has called a flagrant foul. They'll shoot these free throws and get the ball out of bounds on the side.
Pippen backs in on Drexler. Turns, double, triple team, spins through it and lays it in.
Oh, that was an unbelievable shot.
So the Bulls have come out roaring at the start of the fourth, and are doing it without Michael Jordan on the floor.
You got into a situation where you got some momentum going now. Just keep playing hard.
Low to Pippen, who's posted up on Drexler. Spins to the baseline, puts it up and in.
The crowd is going nuts. Right now, Chicago on a 10-2 run.
Drexler double dribbled the ball. Pippen bothered him.
BJ in the paint, bubbles, gets it back, turns, shoots, scores! The lead is down to 5. Not back to BJ on the right side, down low to Stacey King. King backs in, knocks down Buck Williams, turns, shoots, scores!
Do you believe this? Chicago in the midst of a 14-2 run.
And Jordan re-enters the fray.
Having all but erased the Blazers' lead, the Bulls were on the verge of completing one of the greatest comebacks in finals history.
It's Drexler, foot fake, starts to move, beats Clyde inside, floats up a floater and scores! It's a one-point ball game. Michael Jordan!
The championship trophy was almost in their grasp, and fittingly, Pippen and Jordan would help them reach out and grab it.
Superman back in the building! Superman is back in the building!
Putting the Blazers behind them, the Bulls brought their long championship journey to an end.
You can feel it, they can smell it right now. They're seconds away from winning back-to-back world championships.
Their second title run had been even more demanding than the first, and now they could finally enjoy it.
Time running down, the Chicago Bulls have won the NBA championship for the second straight season.
And let the celebration begin here in the Windy City.
Chicago Stadium is going wild, as you can imagine.
The Bulls have repeated.
Let the party begin.
One is great, two is almost impossible. Congratulations, Chicago.
Just the happiest moment in years. Oh, it feels so good. Come on.
Welcome to the NBA Finals. In the case of the Chicago Bulls, it's welcome back. For the third year in a row, they seek, as you know, to become only the third team to win 3 NBA championships in succession.
Each year is a different experience. The first time you're thrilled to be there because you've never been there before and everything's new. Last year we were just on a mission, and this year you have the chance to make history. You stay focused on that and you don't get too overwhelmed by the whole situation.
And the Bulls wasted little time in putting their businesslike approach to good use.
Start right, bounce back to Michael. He stops, fires, banker good.
Get open shots against New York like this.
Playing with ruthless efficiency.
Charles backs into the lane. Rejected by Scott Williams.
They outmaneuvered the Suns on both ends of the court.
The Bulls executing beautifully.
Jay lost it on the dribble. Dumas gets it back. He picked it off by Pippen. Ahead to Jordan. Jordan on a breakaway. And there's a highlight reel as he jams it in.
The Suns looking shaky here in the early going.
Stolen by Cartwright. Goes up on a hook and scores.
Phoenix will talk it over.
Get up on top, play some defense. Let's get some steals.
Well, the Suns definitely need to make a run here.
Jordan spins away on Marley. He'll take it all the way to the basket and drops it in. Oh, what an explosive move. Tucker squares up, shoots off the back of the rim, and packs it with a great feed inside of Pippen for a two-handed jam.
A stunned Phoenix team seemed helpless to even get into the game.
And the Suns right now playing Matador defense.
They're kind of sitting around watching each other, expecting something to happen when they got to make it happen.
And the lead balloons to 20 now.
Time out! Don't play like we're afraid. They're getting whatever they want. Get them off the block. Play some defense. Push them. We're playing like a bunch of wimps.
The Suns' finals festivities had come to an abrupt end. Now they would try to respond to their brutal wake-up call.
Barkley across the timeline. Hangs top of the key underneath the Miller for the jam.
Now everybody's running the court for the Suns. The Suns have turned it up a
nice drop step spin move by Barkley, and Barkley lays it in.
Phoenix cut into that sizable Chicago lead. And the crowd getting back into it.
Keep your head. Keep your head. Hey, you do win the final. Let's go. Keep your head. Everybody here together.
Though the Suns may have plotted their comeback, the Bulls had a plan of their own. They would counter the Suns' emotion with execution.
Horace Grant backs Barkley into the paint. Nice move, spins to his right, shoots and scores.
Stealing the home court advantage.
Bulls not rushing their shots, again showing the patience.
DJ measures a three. Come on!
They would leave the Suns in disarray and bring their once high spirits crashing down around them.
The Chicago Bulls take game one of this best of 7.
And had stunned this city of Phoenix.
But even after this decisive battle, the Bulls knew that the war was only starting.
But one game don't make a series. I think, they are proving that, so I really feel that, we just take this game, pile it in with the rest, and go for another.
We have learned an awful lot about how you have to come out. We've learned a lot of times the hard way. Nobody has to play out of their minds. And we don't have to have anybody have the game of their lives to beat this guy.
Let's not be satisfied with the first one.
boys. Don't let down. Don't let down. That's hard.
Let's not be satisfied with the first one.
Let's do this. Play hard, play tough, play smart. We don't have to be miracle men. We just have to play our games. If it's aggressive, it's good enough.
Barkley top of the key, guarded by Grant. Pull-up jumper, 18-footer. Good, that's the burner.
Dumas is steal to Johnson to Dumas running in and he jams.
Here's where the fun starts right now. That's what we're here for.
The Suns opened game 2 on the offensive, and the Bulls found themselves back on their heels.
Now let's find the rhythm. We haven't got a rhythm yet. Let's find a little bit of rhythm out there.
The Bulls responded with an assurance that came from hard-won experience and from possessing one of the game's most devastating offensive weapons.
Jordan comes out and gets the ball. Takes it inside with the left hand and scores. There you go. Now Michael, top of the key against Barley. Ball away, jumper. Got it. Nothing but net. Out to Michael Jordan. Suns double team. Now to Jordan breaking to the hoop. A no-look pass for Grant. He drives and jams. Pretty play.
Marley on a drive the other way, runs on in, he missed it. The rebound, Michael, who jerks it away from everybody. Looped ahead to Paxson, to BJ running in, to Horace, he goes up and jams it.
And the Bulls have hit their last 8 shots on fire. And a timeout taken by Paul Westphal.
Michael Jordan and the Bulls had taken over the game, but the Suns had an answer.
I want the ball to go inside this time.
They would look to their own superstar, and Charles Barkley would lock arms with Michael Jordan in a determined struggle for control of the contest.
Now underneath, Michael fights up, scores with a left hand.
Matching each of Jordan's sensational plays, Barkley kept the Suns in the game by sheer force of will. But Jordan would simply be too much.
MJ hops down the lane. The left-hand layup is a beauty. Oh, what a pretty...
And despite Barkley's valiant efforts, the Suns still trailed with time running out and faced the disastrous prospect of a second home loss.
And this crowd right now sitting back a little bit on their seats. They are scared to death the Suns may lose their second straight here.
If you have a three, crack it. Now they're desperate. They're going to three point. Right?
Desperate, but not defeated, the Suns mounted one last run.
Suns have the ball. Barkley on top. Over to Marley. Covered by Jordan. Out to Ainge. Pop up a three. Shoots Ainge.
The Suns not going to go down easy. This is a team that's been down all night long and somehow stayed very much in it.
But with deadly calm, the Bulls would simply snuff out the Suns' final gasp.
Ainge goes up for a three. Pippen blocks it. Pippen blocks it and makes the steal.
Boy, what a sensational block by Scottie Pippen.
Phoenix Suns become the first team to lose games 1 and 2 at home.
The Suns looking down a real dark road right now. And the Bulls are going to head back to the Windy City with 2 in hand and 3, if needed, to be played at the Chicago Stadium.
As the series shifted to Chicago, the Bulls' 2-0 lead seemed all but insurmountable. And their fans confidently expected to see them take the next step towards their historic goal.
The Bulls have won the last 2 NBA championships, and they're trying to three-peat.
But from the start, the game didn't go according to plan.
KJ starting on Michael Jordan today.
As the Suns showed that they would be far from cooperative.
Offensive foul. And the defensive changes bothered Chicago early.
Shoves a weak pass, cross court, tipped away from BJ by Dumas. He breaks away with another throw down, his third quick basket.
The Suns had surprised the Bulls on defense. Now on offense, they would surprise even themselves.
Squares up for a three. Yes! Oh, what a shot.
Boy, Marley has come to life.
Shot clock at 2. Marley fires and hits. Three-pointer from beyond area code range.
Chicago's dreams of history had been rudely disturbed, and now they found themselves scrambling to stay in the game.
Throw in. Oh, Pippen threw it off the back of the net. What a play! He fooled the Suns.
High post pass, top of the key, right side now to Oliver Miller, who has his pocket picked to the blind side by Michael. Here he comes. He flies and he jams it down.
With the score tied, this game of strange twists would turn even stranger.
KJ picks the ball away. There's a long lead pass to Marley. Marley jams it, no basket. Timeout was called on the break. Can you believe it?
And as the clock reached its final seconds, the game was still tantalizingly up for grabs.
Barkley will try to win it one-on-one on Horace Grant. In and out, rebound Chicago. Jordan calls a timeout. The Bulls will have it at midcourt. We're tied at 103.
This is a barn burner.
And what a ball game we have had. Pippen holds. He looks, throws it near the basket. Grant catches, tip short. Oh!
The game was headed for overtime and into basketball lore.
It was incredible to watch because sometimes it seems like neither team could score, and then at one time they were just going back and forth scoring at will. So it was kind of a, you know, who was going to give first.
Time running down. Here's Ames to win it. We go to a second overtime. Danny Ames with a chance to wrap it.
I mean, you kind of wondering if this is one of those, 27-inning baseball games where you're still sitting there at 3 in the morning, waiting for something to happen.
3 and 2/10 seconds to go. For Pippen, he has the shot, gets it off, and we go to a third overtime.
You can just see the pressure mounted. It's like you're calling a timeout after every play, and you look over at the coach and you see the coach sweating and loosening up his tie. The crowd gets into it, but yet you could kind of see, the energy was slowly being zapped from our guys.
Scottie Pippen is down on a baseline and hasn't moved. He is definitely injured.
He's got cramps in his leg.
A game that was supposed to belong to them had taken a toll on the Bulls. And the suddenly hopeful Suns were eager to take advantage.
2 more things. Rebound and use your body. Okay?
Marley works to the left side on Pippen, takes it down the lane, changes hand to the left-hand miss, got his own rebound back, and lays it in.
The tired Bulls simply couldn't keep up as the Suns ran away with the game.
Marley for 3. Whoa! Dan Marley with his 6th three-pointer.
The Suns have really shown that they just will not give up.
Off the Chambers baseline jumper, off the rim, no good. Chambers missed a wide open shot, and Stacey King threw it right to Barkley, who lays it in. Oh, that might be the backbreaker.
In one of the greatest games in finals history, the Suns had made a dramatic entrance into the series.
In a remarkable come-from-behind victory, the Phoenix Suns in triple overtime have defeated the Chicago Bulls to battle their way back into this series.
All right, as close as it can be right now. Ain't nobody can say about our effort and heart. All right, hey, we're part of history. Team of destiny. All we need is 3 more. Yeah, man. 1. We can only get 1 on Wednesday. That's the
48 hours after their inspirational victory, the Suns were still on an emotional high.
If they won that triple overtime ball game, they're back in the series. They're down 2-1. They know if they can win this game, it's a dead even series, and they've got the home court advantage back.
There's a feeling that the battle has been joined, that the Phoenix Suns are here as foes, not foils, that they did more than restore their pride on Sunday, that they made it a series again. And now it's the Bulls' turn to respond to a challenge.
Flushed with confidence, the Suns charged into the game.
On the back and hits on the drive.
But this contest had become a pivotal one, and the Bulls were quick to meet the challenge.
A beauty coming down the lane by Horace.
Barkley on the dribble. Moves to his right, inside his Ames, reverse layup, good. How about that?
Long floating pass ahead to BJ, lobs to Pippen, who jams! Skying in from the right side, a great alley-oop, 2-on-1 feed.
Barkley backing Grant. Woo-hoo!
There, Chuck!
With both teams struggling to gain an advantage, Michael Jordan would break the deadlock as he scored 16 second-quarter points.
Drive, finger roll is good again.
Michael just giving a clinic of getting to the hoop.
Now to Jordan, quickly by Hayward, Marley, and he slams it home. Michael Jordan now looks like he is going to drive every time he gets his hand on a ball until they stop him.
Let's get a stop. Every possession is important. A 3 wouldn't hurt my feelings either, Mark.
And Marley would oblige, single-handedly carrying Phoenix back into the game.
Don't give Dan Marley any room.
Final seconds. Marley. Yes, and the foul. Potential
As the second half began, the Suns looked to shake loose the Bulls' grip on this critical game.
Now it's heating up. This is a series now. Oh, Ainge and Jordan going at each other.
Michael, whoa. I understand. Let's get down here and bring it. Why? You're absolutely right. Just stop it.
Attacking with relentless zeal, Phoenix chipped away at Chicago's lead.
A timeout taken by Phil Jackson, who doesn't like what he's watching right now.
Come on, score, baby. Get over. We got to get the momentum back. We need someone to step up and score.
Once again, it would be Michael Jordan who would be the difference.
Jordan will drive again to the hoop. Score it. Count it. He'll have another try at a three-point play. Either don't foul him or foul him. Foul him hard.
Though Jordan would continue to dissect the Suns' defense,
Crossover ball for Jordan and finishes with the finger roll.
Phoenix began to answer on offense.
And Kevin Johnson able to penetrate, so the Suns come rolling back.
KJ right side. Chicago by 4. Here's Barkley underneath. He'll jam it. It's a two-point game as the Suns battle back.
With one final push, the Suns seemed on the verge of stealing the game. But first they would have to contend with a determined Michael Jordan.
Here it goes to KJ, who fumbles the ball, and BJ steals it away. Westfall said, don't let him beat you.
They isolate Jordan.
10 seconds to go on the shot clock. 15 in the ball game. Michael will take it. He's fouled. He scored. He threw it up. Off balance and went in. Oh, my Michael with his fist clenched near midcourt.
I tell you, he's just simply amazing. He does whatever he has to do to beat you.
You can't say enough about Michael's effort. He just doesn't want to lose. He was attacking the basket. He just kept going at the basket and going at the basket. He was unbelievable. He was unreal.
He played like Michael.
Jordan's incredible 55-point performance had given the Bulls a 3-1 series lead and brought them within one game of completing their historic quest.
An entire city sits on the edge of hysteria tonight.
With the festive crowd, they're anticipating a three-peat for the Bulls.
Michael, could you talk about the killer instinct in the playoffs over the last few years?
There's no doubt about it. This is the night the Bulls are going to make it 3 NBA titles in a row.
Is there any way this thing were to go back to Phoenix in your mind?
Well, like I said, I got rid of all my warm clothes, so I'm not going back.
We're gonna face Phoenix Suns! We're gonna send Charles Barkley back to Phoenix!
They're not supposed to win, they're not expected to win, and the pressure's all on you. And that gives you that anticipation that you gotta play not to lose. Don't do it that way. Go out there and seize it.
If you went around the stadium right now, you would assume that this game has already been played and the Bulls have won it.
It's been 8 months, man. This is what it's all been working for, man. For all the guys who've never been here before, we want to make it happen for everybody.
2 World Championship banners hanging high above the rafters on the west end here. The Bulls want to make it 3 here tonight.
This was to be the greatest game in franchise history. The Bulls and their fans were primed to celebrate their entrance into the record books, and they were ready to do it here at home in Chicago. Only one thing got in the way.
Stop from behind. Dumas got a piece of it, and Dumas will finish it off.
Once again grinding with Horace. Draws the double team. Cross court to KJ. Fakes the pass. Moves into the lane. Straight out pass. Feed to Dumas, who throws it down with a slam jam.
Without warning, the Bulls found themselves ambushed by a suddenly energized Suns team. Desperation seemed to fuel the Suns' attack, and the Bulls never knew what hit them.
Ball knocked loose on the floor. Marley scrambles, throws it out back, saved by Dumas. Bounce pass to KJ.
The Phoenix Suns are more aggressive. They are a step quicker than the Chicago Bulls on both ends of the court.
Down low on the blocks on the left side, they isolate for Barkley. He spins, backdoor move, slams it down.
The Suns had gained new life, and the Bulls had lost their moment to triumph at home, and maybe to triumph at all.
Surprised that he had that kind of room.
Kevin Johnson dribbles all the way, coast to coast, and scores. And you can put it in the bank. We're going back to Arizona.
See you, Phoenix!
Now we're going to the Valley.
could be hot, could be real hot.
I would be lying if I said we were not disappointed because we could not accomplish the ultimate goal here in Chicago.
This has to be considered one of the most disheartening losses this franchise has ever been dealt.
And there will be no celebrating in Chicago tonight.
It was a very, very disappointing loss for us, and it's just really tough to swallow.
We talk about keeping our eyes on the prize and being focused, and a team with 2 championships, you would just think they would be a lot more focused than they've shown in this series. Right? I don't understand that.
The Chicago Bulls are in trouble. They're in trouble. Everybody better hold on.
Right home. Let's go from the start, man. Let's do this.
What time is it?
The Bulls would quickly answer any questions about their focus as they began Game 6 in Phoenix with a devastating long-range barrage.
Jordan from long range. That's a 3.
Now jump pass cross court to BJ, fires a 3 out of the corner and hit it with 3 seconds to go on the shot clock. BJ knocks down a 3 from deep in the left corner there.
Nice pass.
You see a smart veteran Chicago team.
Pippen with the step. Oh, what a move by Scottie Pippen. The Bulls now lead by 8.
Bulls seem to have this one under control right now.
Armstrong for 3. Oh, they are on fire from downtown. They are putting on a show. The Bulls hoping to wrap the series.
Why do they keep getting wide open? Because they set picks. Why do we have to shoot fadeaway jumpers every possession? Because we don't set picks and we don't move the ball. Period.
Once again, facing the prospect of elimination, the Suns launched yet another desperate comeback.
The steal by Pippen. He's diving for it. Able to get it back. Phoenix Suns are trying to come back. Chambers. Yes.
Hayes and the Suns not giving up.
Jordan pitched it back out. Cartwright able to get back to it. Goes down. Johnson with the steal. 3-on-1. Marley from Barkley. It counts. The Suns coming back at the Bulls.
Out front, Pippen starting to move top of the key, threw it away! Paxson broke the wrong way and Pippen threw it right into the crowd.
And here comes Phoenix again.
Barkley backing Grant. Barkley changed his mind. Able to convert.
We will find a way to win this game. I don't care about the refs. I don't care about the fouls. If we do what we can do, we will win this game.
Of defense. Bulls having difficulty locating their shot. We're down to 5 on the 24. We're down to 3. Down to 1. Pippen. 24-second violation.
Absolutely incredible. The Bulls can't find a basket.
It's the Bulls coming unglued now.
Phoenix with a chance to take the lead.
They give to Marley for a 3. Got it! And the Suns lead for the first time.
And look, pressure. And look, pressure. I get going.
Another excellent defensive sequence. 3 on the 24. 2, 1.
And the clock ran out again. That's the 3rd time.
The Bulls playing scared, almost like they don't believe that they can win. Maybe the Suns are a team of destiny.
Barkley backing down, Horace Grant on the right side. Kicks it out back to KJ. Looks left, dribbles right down the lane, puts up a runner, scores!
They're up by 4. Oh, Bulls just getting out quick, out hustled by the Suns. We're going to have to see if they can respond to the challenge. That's what champions do.
The Suns sensing that they have the Bulls on the ropes.
It's going to be 7 games. This is going to be 7 games.
98-94. Suns by 4. They have the basketball.
Out front to Marley. Marley holds. Now to Ames. Ames runs into the lane. Kicks it out back to Frank Johnson. Open for a leader.
18-footer. No. Rebound, Jordan. 43 seconds to go in the game.
MJ pushes it the other way.
Here comes Jordan all the way to the basket. Leads it up and in from coast to coast.
Now it's a 2-point game, 98-96.
Barkley starts to back down. Barkley is double teamed. Out to Kevin Johnson. Now to Marley.
Marley eluding Jordan. Frank Johnson.
To Frank Johnson. Back to Marley.
Marley. Baseline jump shot. Way short. Knocked and grabbed by Pippen, who fell down as the clock expired. This ball's going to be Chicago ball.
It's Chicago's game to win or lose. They put 14.1 seconds up.
Suns lead by 2. They're going to put the ball in Michael Jordan's hands.
You got Michael. You keep him out of the middle.
No penetration. No penetration by anybody.
Michael Jordan will inbound. Pax waiting for BJ to come back, and Michael flips it in to BJ, back to Michael.
They want Michael to get a full head of steam, try to keep him in the middle of the floor.
Michael, 11 seconds. Across the timeline he comes, goes to Pippen.
Pippen breaks inside.
Well, Pippen got the snap.
They go to Grant. To Paxson.
Paxson going for the win.
Here's Paxson for 3.
Paxson.
Yes! Yes! Hit the 3. Yes! The Bulls take a 1-point lead.
And this round is done.
John Paxson nails a 3. That's the first score by anybody other than Michael Jordan in the entire fourth quarter.
What?
Do you believe this? Do you believe this?
If they're a team of destiny, something positive will happen right here.
Looking, KJ, bounce pass tip, grabbed by Oliver Miller, back to KJ.
Here's Johnson. Johnson gets, no, he could not get it off. Knocked away by Grant, it's all over. The Chicago Bulls have won 3 straight NBA championships.
The Bulls win the championship.
For the third year, Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls have climbed the Mount Olympus of the NBA. They're the world champions of basketball.
This is the Bulls' third in a row. They are now the